Hello everyone and welcome to the last day of Mega Gengar team. We are finally over 1700, which I'm pretty happy about. I ended up playing the Spanish video first, and now I'm doing the English video for the last two battles of this week. So hopefully we can stay over 1700 and we'll be able to get 2 wins in this episode. I've really liked this team. It's the team I used in a Premier Challenge 2 weeks ago. If you're watching this the Friday the video is being uploaded, and I'm very excited on how well it's done for us this week. And wow, we're actually going up against an 1800 player. That's pretty high, and he's using Feraligatr, so this guy is cool. I really like Feraligatr. Perhaps not competitively, but I do love... we're in trouble actually right now. I do love Feraligatr. It was one of my favorite Pokemon back in the day. Now my opponent has a lot of scary Pokemon here. And by a lot I mean really a lot. I'm actually pretty torn as to who to start with, though I reckon Gengar Scrafty is the best lead. I'm actually scared of him leading Landorus Gardevoir. It's only immunity to Earthquake is Zapdos, so that's pretty great for me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the standard 4 here. I know I haven't used Arcanine all week, and this battle won't be it, but I did use Arcanine in one of the Spanish videos, and it really put in work. It got 2 KOs in that battle, and Gengar got another one, so only one Pokemon got KO'd by Perish Song, which is obviously pretty strange for a team like this. Now Gardevoir is very scary, especially because I'm not bringing Clefairy, therefore I have no redirection. But if he leads Gardevoir, I can fake it out and protect Gengar that way by switching and stuff like that. He actually does lead Landorus Gardevoir, so that's the best lead my opponent could have had, I guess. And here I definitely have to fake out Gardevoir, because I wish I could predict the protect on Gardevoir, but I don't want Gardevoir using Psychic and KOing Gengar right away. I am guaranteed pretty much my Perish Song thanks to the Intimidate, and yeah, I definitely have to fake out Gardevoir. If I fake out Landorus predicting the protect, that would be amazing, but if I fake out Landorus and my opponent doesn't protect, he can either Hyper Voice and KO Scrafty that way, or Psychic and KO Gengar. So going after Gardevoir guarantees both of my Pokemon survive. I Mega Evolve first, of course, my opponent goes second, and if I see a protect, I will be a bit upset. No protect, therefore perhaps Landorus didn't even go for the Earthquake. If it went for U-turn, I'll be in trouble, but he went for Rock Slide, so that's perfectly fine. It's probably Assault Vest, gets a crit on Gengar, which is obviously not ideal, but it happens. Now here I can bring in... no, not Dewgong. I'm gonna bring in Goth, and I'm gonna double protect. See what my opponent tries to do here. Though I could bring Gengar in, I mean Scrafty, to intimidate once again, because my opponent will try to go after Gengar. Or do I double protect here? Really want... Yeah, I'm gonna double protect. Because that way my opponent will be very tempted to Psychic the Gengar slot next turn, and I can simply bring Scrafty in and not have any issues with that. But my opponent is an 1800 rated player, so there's a Hyper Voice. So if I had brought Scrafty back in, it would have gotten KO'd right away. Now, do I bring Scrafty or do I bring Dewgong? That's the question here. Gonna bring Dewgong. I know I'll get a Rock Slide, but I can Heal Pulse. Hopefully no flinch. And hopefully my opponent isn't slow playing the U-turn. If he is, oh, he is. Good on him. It happens. That just made things a lot more complicated this time around. Zapdos. Thankfully Zapdos isn't a big threat. There's a Hyper Voice, so my opponent never really expected Gengar to stay in, to be Psychicked. I Heal Pulse here. I guess Trick Room might have been a bit better. And now Landorus is definitely a big problem here. Gardevoir will perish next turn. And I can... Going to fake out Gardevoir and bring Scrafty in. That U-turn, man. That U-turn. Gonna fake out Gardevoir, and I'm gonna Trick Room here. No, I'm not gonna Trick Room. I'm gonna protect Gothitelle. That U-turn. He was slow playing it. Thunderbolt on... Oh, Tailwind. Okay. So that makes things a bit more... not interesting, but difficult rather. My opponent probably brings Landorus here. Now he used U-turn on the second turn. There's Landorus, yeah. Because he can Earthquake away. He can double up on Dewgong right now. But I'm still gonna Perish Song. And I'm gonna bring Scrafty in here to intimidate that Landorus and have a Fake Out available to me next turn. That stupid U-turn though. That stupid U-turn. Huh. We'll see. Zapdos. And there are 3 more turns of Tailwind right now. Hopefully a Rock Slide plus a Thunderbolt doesn't KO Dewgong and my opponent doesn't crit. Oh, he went after Goth. That's a crit. Oh, I meant to say hopefully he doesn't flinch, but I also hoped he didn't crit. Dewgong doesn't. Now, if my opponent switches out Zapdos, I'll be in trouble. So I need to bring in one of my quick Pokemon here. Gonna fake out Landorus. My opponent might not switch out. If he does, then that's the correct play. Yeah, he does. So thanks to that U-turn, my opponent just has all the tricks to get out of the thingy, whatever, of Perish Trap. Landorus falls down to 2. Now my opponent could U-turn or he could wait. Who would he U-turn? Probably Goth. If I pull off a double switch here, I'm gonna try to pull off a double switch or protect Goth and bring Gengar, or protect Goth. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna... does he U-turn or does he not? I think he's going to want to get out of... But who does he U-turn? If my protect is too obvious, I'm gonna heal pulse. This is a desperate move, guys. Gonna heal pulse Dewgong. Hopefully... No, I'm being dumb. Hopefully he doesn't U-turn. That's the only way. Yeah, there's the U-turn. Now he can't switch out. Unless Gator KO's Goth, which I guess he expected. If I had switched out Goth and protected Scrafty, that would have been amazing. But here he can't switch out anymore. I could Trick Room or protect Goth. What is more important? I think Trick Rooming here is more important. My opponent could double up on Dewgong, but okay. Do I have a fake out right now? Yeah, I do have a fake out. So I can Trick Room, I can fake out Trick Room, and then I can Perish Song. Yeah, that's the strategy here. Fake out Zapdos. Zapdos flinches. Oh, frankly, later has Rock Slide. Oh, but thanks to his ability, flinch should not be a factor. Yeah, perfect. Okay, this is great. My opponent is trapped. Next turn, I am going to be able to Perish Song away, and I can also Heal Pulse here. Heal Pulse Dewgong. I can even disable. If I disable Zapdos, that's Thunderbolt disabled, isn't it? And I will be faster. So if this was an official tournament, time would also be a factor here. And I think my opponent would have the advantage because of the 3 turns it would take for my opponent's Pokemon to be KO'd. But since it's Battle Spot, it's not an issue. So that U-turn is definitely pretty annoying, but I think we're playing pretty good in order to compensate for it. There's... oh no! Why did the disable not work? Oh wow, he doubled up on Goth. Well, easy. Gengar comes in. My opponent will still be trapped. And I can simply protect Gengar, disable Zapdos, And next turn I'll bring Scrafty in and switch Dewgong out. There's the disable. There's the waterfall, which I protected. Thunderbolt is disable. And oh, I haven't used Perish Song. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Way ahead of myself. And I'm being really dumb. I forgot to Perish Song. I used disable when I should have Perish Songed. I have to hope Gengar survives the waterfall, which it won't. What I can do though is Perish Song and bring Scrafty in order to intimidate. Wow, I'm playing terribly, guys. Oh, I was so close to pulling this off, but I decided I was thinking so far ahead that I simply forgot I had not used. Wow, goes for Rock Slide. That's great for me. Hidden Power, does it KO? No, it doesn't. Yes. Okay. I was thinking so far ahead into the game that I simply forgot to Perish Song. I really forgot to Perish Song. And I'm probably going to need a double protect. Who do I fake out? I fake out for Alligator for sure. Alligator is a bigger threat than Zapdos with its hidden power. I still have a shot, but I definitely, because I was thinking so far ahead, I ended up putting myself in a terrible position when I used that disable. If I had only used Perish Song, I would have been in an amazing position. My opponent's Pokemon would perish this turn. I wouldn't be at a Thunderbolt threat. Terrible decision. Tailwind is blowing. I did protect. Now, my only shot here is that my opponent KOs Scrafty. That's what needs to happen here. So I'm not going to protect Scrafty. I could try for the double protect, but I don't see a point. Oh, we would have had this game won if I hadn't made that terrible mistake. There's a hidden power. No KO. Please KO. Rock Slide, please. Please KO Scrafty, please. No! Ah. And now it's going to switch out. Oh, so frustrating. Fake out. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so terrible. What does Alligator do here? Do I protect Scrafty? Is there any point? I guess. No. No, I guess I'll bring Gengar in. Oh, that was so dumb of me, and he brings Landorus. Gosh, that was so stupid of me. That was so stupid. I had this game won and I threw it away. But okay, in a tournament, I have to be a lot more focused. I do have to think ahead. If I had used Fake Out on Feraligatr, I'd still have a shot. There's a Rock Slide, no miss on Gengar. I was sure he was going to switch Feraligatr out. I can't win with 9 HP and 13 HP. So frustrating. This would have been an amazing battle to win and close out the week with. An amazing battle. My opponent had the U-turn and I still would have gotten the win. Glass half full, glass half empty, guys. Truly. Glass half full, glass half empty. Do I get disappointed that I'm not going to win this battle because of my own mistake? Or am I content knowing that this is on battle spots and in a real life battle I would have won this game if I had simply been more careful? It reminds me of last week where I made a stupid switch, or was it this? No, it was this week earlier too, where I made a no, it was last week with Mega Scissor, where I made a terribly dumb move where I rushed myself and I ended up switching out the wrong Pokemon and bleh. Oh, so frustrating. I don't know. I would have felt very good about myself if I had won. That battle. Sorry guys, I'm very competitive and I really dislike losing. I seriously dislike losing, especially because of silly mistakes like that, because otherwise I would have won. Okay, so it's Chuck without the A with Rotom and Sylveon. So no need to think too much. Oh no. If Cress has Skill Swap, we'll deal with it. If he doesn't, that's great. Obviously. And Sylveon is a bit scary. Quite a bit scary, to be honest. And something I've noticed is all my opponents have led pretty optimally against my team. Like, they always choose the right two, where they really start threatening me from turn 1. Whereas... excuse me. Whereas... in other practice battles, that wasn't always the case. I had a much easier time in practice battles. And I'm so frustrated from last battle. I really am. But I'm not as frustrated as, as it happened in the trading card game videos, where I let my frustration get the best of me and I ended up making even more mistakes. I'm frustrated that I didn't close it out. And wow, the bottom screen is really acting up today. What is going on? What is going on? The bottom screen is not being recorded. I'm very sorry, guys. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm gonna unplug real quickly. I'm gonna reset. No. Okay, there it is. It's working now, yeah. So, Sylveon, Landers. I'm gonna Perish Song. And I'm gonna Fake Out Sylveon, because I'm not too scared of Landers. Especially since he has Sylveon. He won't be using Earthquake. Unless he goes Super Ultra Suicide, helping an Earthquake himself. Which, honestly, is not a bad strategy against Perish Trap. Because it doesn't really matter if your Pokemon have 100% HP or 1% HP, they'll be going down anyways. So a Helping Hand Earthquake here would be pretty devastating for me. Gengar would be KO'd, Scrafty would be switched out, and I'd be forced to bring in Goth, and I'd be in a pretty terrible position. Probably one of the worst positions you could be with this team. No Helping Hand, thankfully. No Protect either, so I don't expect Earthquake. There is a chance of U-turn once again. No, but he uses Knockoff, so that's perfectly fine with me. A -1 Knockoff doesn't even 2-hit KO Gengar, which is great. Here, what I can do is double Protect. Yeah, double Protect. Sylveon will use Hyper Voice, or will use a Psychic move. He might protect an Earthquake, which I'm fine with, because I'll be double protecting. And yeah, this should be an easier battle for sure than last one. And you can really tell by my opponent's rating and the way he played and his moveset that that's the difference between where we are right now and what he's using. There's the U-turn though, so I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm simply, and yeah, my previous opponent waited until the next turn to U-turn, whereas this guy just wanted to get out of it right away. I'm gonna U-turn, disable Landorus, and I'm gonna switch Scrafty for Goth here. If he uses a Psychic move on Gengar, so be it. I am willing to let Gengar go down now, in exchange to not allow my opponent to use U-turn. There's a disabled U-turn, my opponent is disabled, and there's the Hyper Voice, so that's pretty ideal. I can't bring Scrafty back in. I am down to 1 for the Perish count, so I will definitely switch Gengar, and I'm gonna bring Dewgong here. Question is, do I Heal Pulse? Do I Trick Room? He doesn't have a Mungus. He only has very fast Pokemon, so I'm inclined to Trick Room here. It's either Trick Room or Heal Pulse. But the only reason to use Heal Pulse this turn would be so that Dewgong can survive next turn long enough to Perish Song, whereas if I get the Trick Room off, Goth should be slower than everything on my opponent's team. And if he has Kang in the back, I can double protect to prevent the fake out, and then I can Heal Pulse and Perish Song. There's a knockoff, not on Goth, but it's -1, not a big issue. The Hyper Voice will take me down though, which is not cool. But that just means Scrafty comes in and I have a fake out and a -1 Kangaskhan probably for myself, which is great. The Kangaskhan is not for myself, I meant the fake outs. The fake out from Scrafty for myself. Or I can bring Gengar in and I have the fake out from Dewgong. There's Cress and there's Kang. Okay. So this is not over by any means though, don't get me wrong. 1, 2. So I honestly don't know what I'm more scared of. So I'm going to protect both. Does Scrafty still have the eject button available to it? It does, doesn't it? So actually, what I will do is switch Dewgong for Scrafty and protect Gengar, because I don't want the scrappy fake outs. And if he attacks Scrafty, I can recycle it and Kang will be at -2, which should give me a pretty good enough lead where I don't have to worry about Cress at all, or either of my opponent's Pokemon, really. There's the Protect. My opponent did Mega Evolve, so it's either Return, Sucker Punch, and Psychic. Both on the same slot, which makes absolutely no sense. But here I can Fake Out, and I can either disable... No, I'm gonna Fake Out Cress. And I'm gonna Perish Song. I was about to do a terrible play. I wanted to disable the Psychic, but he's still at Ice Beam and Gengar is pretty low. So Rocky Helmet Cress, that's fine. Kang can't touch Gengar unless it's carrying Ice Punch, but we already saw... Okay, Power Punch. We already saw Sucker Punch, so Sucker Punch and Ice Punch is not common at all. Scrafty will be switched out, which is great, since my opponent is at +1. Once I bring Scrafty back in, he will be at -1. And I have the possibility to Fake Out Kang so it doesn't move for 2 turns in a row. Here it's a simple Fake Out on Kang, switch out Gengar for Scrafty. Now neither of my Pokemon are Perish Songed, or Perish Trapped rather, and unless I pull off something pretty dumb like I did last battle, I should have this game won. I would have to do something, I would have to misclick to lose. This is how it's going to work out. I will Fake Out Kang next, I will Fake Out Kang this turn, he goes down to 2. I will Fake Out Kang next turn, he goes down to 1, then I double protect and I win. Simple, easy, not complicated. Psychic doesn't affect Scrafty. My opponent clearly got desperate and had no idea how to deal with Perish Trap. I don't protect Dewgong because Cress isn't a threat. Yeah, and there's the forfeit, so my opponent had no chance at that point. His only chance were my misclicks, but if I played perfectly, he had no chance anymore. And yeah, that concludes Mega Gengar week. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really enjoyed this week. Sorry for the previous battle, but better now than in tournaments, right? I do have a Premier Challenge next Sunday, so hopefully I'll do well in that. If you want to get updates and want to know how I do, follow me on Twitter or Facebook. Pokemex is the one who will be holding the tournament, or one of the staff from Pokemex. So thank you, a huge thanks goes out to them for lending me the capture card and promoting my videos and holding the tournaments and all of that. And yeah guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week as much as I did. A lot of things going on in my personal life where I might have to reduce the amount of videos I do per week until I get more settled in, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. We're almost at 500 subscribers. If you know people who enjoy VGC or the TCG, show them my channel. Hopefully they'll enjoy it. It's definitely a different approach to other channels, I believe. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.